Hey guys, I wanted to start a series of reviving different kinds of plants because I do have a lot of plants that need to be revived because I kind of lately, like since the winter time, I've been neglecting my plants, so they do need a lot of TLC. And I thought it would be a great learning experience on how to revive your plants, kind of troubleshoot what's going on. So I'm gonna try to make this a series. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if you guys like the videos. But today, for today's video, we have a variegated Maranta. You can definitely see that this baby is looking pretty bad, and there's literally a dead leaf of another type of plant. I think it's from that guy right there. You can see that it's not looking great at all. There's so many brown leaves, dead leaves. There's so many roots coming out of the bottom. It's just a hot mess, but we are gonna fix that today. The obvious problems here are all these crispy tips, crispy leaves in general, and the overgrownness of the pot. I kept this Maranta underneath my grow lights for some time, and it was getting enough humidity, but I wasn't watering it as often as I should. And usually when you always get to your plants, like when you water them when they need it most, every single time you water, then they don't like that very much. So it's definitely better than overwatering because, as you can see, this plant is still alive. But when you do that, you will notice that the old leaves on your plant will turn yellow and they'll die. So these old leaves on here that are brown and shriveled up, those are probably the old leaves that turned yellow and then died. They just turned brown and shriveled up. So that contributes to these dead leaves, and also from underwatering. Of course, you're gonna get crispy tips. Marantas are a plant that do love water, they do love humidity, so constantly underwatering them is definitely a big no-no. They did have a lot of humidity for some time, but then I moved it outside in my backyard. I live in Southern California, so it's not very humid here, and that kind of made the process of this plant dying faster. Honestly, this plant is pretty much already revived. It just looks really ugly. So this is kind of like the process of reviving Marantas. So when we're done with this today, it's gonna be done. Like, it's already gonna be revived. It's gonna be beautiful again. So Marantas are a really easy plant to save. Even though you see it looks so crispy and ugly, they kind of give you a second chance in that they grow rhizomes beneath the soil. So you can't see them, but they have rhizomes growing. And from those rhizomes, a new Maranta will pop up. So you're gonna have a brand new plant, and you can cut away all the dead and ugly foliage. So if you mess up, you can totally redeem yourself, and you should not throw your plant away. I had a calathea, same thing. It had one leaf left, but then a rhizome popped up, and I have a fuller plant now. So if your Maranta looks like this, it looks very crunchy and just really awful, and you really want to give up on it, start taking care of it as a Maranta wants to be taken care of, and those new rhizomes that are in the soil, deep in the soil, they will pop up and they will be beautiful, and your plant will love you again. You're gonna be so happy to have pretty much a brand new looking plant. So I did start taking care of this. I started watering it more often. I did not wait for the soil to completely dry out. And I have a water fountain in my backyard, so I kept it near the water fountain. You know, like how water fountains, they just have a little splash of water. So it got kind of that mist, that water fountain mist. It's not like a huge fountain, it's a little fountain, but it was receiving that mist, and so it was in a more humid spot, and I was watering it more often, and so now we have all this new growth. But you can see on the new growth, some of it is a little bit discolored. That is from a lack of nutrients. Honestly, I can't tell by looking at the color of the leaves what nutrients the plant is lacking, but I use an all-around fertilizer that'll take care of any lack of nutrients. I use fish fertilizer, so it's natural. It's not gonna burn the roots of the plant. If you ever notice the new leaves coming out of your plant are kind of deformed or yellowish, then that usually means that your plant is missing some kind of nutrient. Honestly, it doesn't really matter if you pinpoint what nutrient. Obviously, it would be helpful if you knew exactly what nutrient it needed and you could get the fertilizer that has specifically what the plant needs. But if you give it an all-around fertilizer because you don't know what nutrient it needs, then your plant's gonna get that nutrient anyways, and it will be perfectly fine. I really like fish fertilizer, seaweed fertilizer. That's pretty much how the plant got here and how it has been revived. I also put it in a shadier spot. I forgot to mention that. I put it in a shadier spot because it doesn't like as much sun. So now we can get to the fun part, which is actually making it look beautiful again. So as we've seen, this plant has definitely outgrown its pot. So I got it a new one. And on plants, I'm sure you've heard, but you usually want to get 2 sizes up. I don't know if you can tell here, but this one is definitely 2 sizes bigger. And the reason for that is because you don't want to have too much extra soil, because there's not going to be any roots in the new soil, and it's just going to be a chunk of soil there. So it's going to take much longer to dry out, and that could cause root rot for your plants. So you don't want to go crazy on getting a huge pot for your plant. Even if you think your plant is eventually going to grow into it, you don't want to do that. Like I said, Marantas are more water loving plants. These are not plants that you should let the soil completely dry out before you water. This is how it's gonna look if you do that. So it will survive, but it's definitely not gonna be thriving. I am going to be using, this is just some old soil that I have made. It has a lot of perlite in it, but we're gonna be using mainly Ocean Forest Fox Farm soil. I know it's a huge bag, but I use a lot of soil. Usually I'll make my own soil, but I add a bunch of amendments to it. You kind of want to adjust the soil to meet your specific watering habits. So as you can tell, I am an underwaterer. I forget to water my plants all the time. I will wait till the last minute. So I don't want to have my soil dry out too quickly. So I'm not going to be adding any amendments to this soil mix. This is a pretty good soil mix if you are using something like Miracle-Gro, which honestly I wouldn't advise to use Miracle-Gro, but if it's the only thing you could get your hands on, get the cactus one and add a bunch of perlite to it, whether or not it's a plant that needs a lot of water, because Miracle-Gro is very soggy. It's just not the best soil. I know it says on the bag it's good soil. They just started branding it like that. I've been getting ads anyways. So I'm just gonna use this soil and I'm not gonna add any amendments except you saw in the beginning when I had that whole bunch of perlite. So that's what I'm gonna be using. And I'm just gonna mix this up with my hands. And this soil is one that I'm familiar with. It's a really good soil. I would highly recommend it. Any Fox Farm soil, you can get a Spoma, just something that's not Miracle-Gro, honestly. So this is how the soil mix looks. You can see it's definitely gonna provide aeration, but it's not gonna dry out super quickly. Like water's not gonna run through it very quickly. But like I said, that's because I don't water very frequently, so I appreciate that it's not gonna dry out so fast. But if you are an overwaterer, then it would be good to add in some extra amendments to help the soil dry out a little more quickly. So definitely add amendments to your discretion. And if you find that your soil is draining too quickly or it's not draining fast enough, you can always just change your soil, fix it a little bit, add some extra soil mix or add some extra perlite, whichever will help your watering schedule. So it's definitely not a big deal if you don't like the soil mix, how it comes out, you can fix it, so that's okay. So we're gonna move our soil mix aside and we're gonna work on the plant a little bit. I want this plant to look beautiful. That's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna go crazy chopping it up. So you can see right here, this whole stem is dead, so I'm just gonna cut that off. So we got this dead, and I'm just gonna cut this whole stem off here because I don't like the way it looks. And I can propagate this if I want to. Over here, this is not looking the best, but I'm not gonna cut off the whole thing. I'm just gonna cut off this leaf because it is yellowing. And I'm also gonna cut off this leaf. On Marantas, it's very tempting to try and rip the leaf off with your hands, just kind of like rip it off. But if you do that, then it can cause, okay, I'll just show you an example. I'm gonna cut this whole thing off, but just to show you what happens if you try to rip a single leaf off. So you see right here how it just completely split in half, and this whole like celery strand came off with it. So that's exactly why you don't want to rip it off with your hands. You definitely need shears when you're working with this plant. And I'm just going to continue cutting like that because I don't want to keep these ugly pieces. So now you can see that I literally cut all the way down to the base on these. So there's only a little stub left, and I'm just gonna leave them there and pull out these just because they bother me. You don't need to pull them out, but I'm just gonna do that, pull them off. I think they were the caterpillars for the old stems and the old leaves that were there. Want to take off any brown. And again, same thing with pulling off the caterpillars on old stems. It could be dangerous, so just lightly tug on it, and if it wants to come off, pull it off, but if not, use shears. Alright, so now you can see all this new growth that has come out after taking care of it for a while. And this literally looks like a completely new plant, except for this one piece. So just like that, that looks like a completely new plant. Isn't that so cool? This is why I love Marantas. They just give you a second chance. But you can also see here, this is kind of the discoloration, so I'm gonna have to fertilize this after I repot. So now what we can do is we can take this out of the pot and get it ready to have some new soil. See all the roots growing out from under here. Yeah, this is the pot that I bought it in. So it's been in here for a while. All right, you can see here, these little lumpy clumpies here. These are the rhizomes where you're gonna have a new plant grow from. So these are good. I'm gonna try and gently remove the soil. Personally, I don't like really removing old soil because I don't like messing with the roots, but I want to replace as much of the soil as possible, so I'm going to go touching it. A good way to remove soil without kind of messing with the roots, tearing the roots, is to run a hose on through the soil, and that will cause it to break off, and it's going to reveal the roots without breaking them. So right now I'm just going to tap it out, try to tap it out and be as gentle as possible. And the rest of this I'm going to take outside and hose it down. So right here you can see there's a little growth coming out, and that's off the rhizome that this old stem was that we literally just cut off. now that we have removed a bunch of the soil, and I did not want to go too crazy because I wanted to keep kind of the shape of the root ball, we can pot it up into the new soil. First thing we're gonna do is create a bottom layer. Since it's already kind of in this shape still, you can just plop it down. So I think that this is a little too deep, so I'm gonna add some more soil first. And now I'm gonna go back outside to water it, so we make sure that everything, all the soil is covering all the roots and everything like that. All right, there you have it. We have our beautifully revived plant, and I'm going to put this back next to the fountain. It seems to really like it there. It's been thoroughly watered. I did not add any fertilizer yet. I feel like it would just be too much to completely repot it and then also throw some fertilizer at it. So I think the next time I water it, or 2 times after I water it twice, I'll add some fertilizer. But I think it looks so cute. I know it's very tiny. I think I also forgot to mention why I chose this pot. I know this pot isn't beautiful, like it's actually pretty ugly, but I don't have a little basket to put it in. I would put it in a little basket. But like I said, Marantas really like water. So if you give this plant a really porous pot, such as a terracotta or a clay pot, then the soil is going to dry out even faster and you're going to have to water more often. So for a plant like this, I would really recommend getting either a ceramic pot or a glazed terracotta pot or a plastic pot, and they're going to do much better for you. Of course, if you want to put it in a terracotta pot, you can. Just note that you are probably going to have to water more often. So there we go, and then pretty soon this thing, I'm sure you saw all the rhizomes in there, this thing is going to get really full, it's going to get really long, and it's going to look great. We do have all of these cuttings. Just look at the difference in color, that is crazy. But I can put this in water and propagate it that way to create more plants. I have done that before where I cut up an ugly old plant. I put the ugly, actually I'll show you the plant. So this is also variegated Maranta. As you can see, this is a very common occurrence where I let my Marantas get ugly and then save them. So you can see there's this dead leaf here and it's connected to this dead stem, and this dead stem was once an ugly stem that looked like this that I propagated. I put this in water, let it root, and then I put it into a new pot, and then now the ugly stem has completely died off, but we have a beautiful plant here. So it's definitely, you're gonna get a bunch of plants out of this if you decide to do this. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me know if you're feeling this series. If you are, the next plant we have is gonna be that philodendron cellulum in the back that is yellow and looks like it's doing awful. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!